I'll never forget the night I woke up and heard her laughing in the kitchen. It was past midnight. The whole street was quiet, the kind of quiet that makes your chest feel heavy. The laugh wasn't normal. It wasn't happy. It was sharp, broken, and long, like something inside had finally cracked open. It made my skin crawl. The person laughing was Chinyere, the housemaid who once lived in the big house next to mine. When Chinyere first came, she was just a skinny village girl, maybe 17, maybe 18. She had those large eyes that made her look younger, always darting around as if she expected someone to strike her. She never walked straight, always bent slightly, like the weight of the whole world sat on her back. She worked for Madam Ifeoma, my neighbor. Madam was known all over the street. A tall, flashy woman with loud clothes, heavy perfume, and a voice you could hear 2 compounds away. She had money, and she never let people forget it. Her husband, Mr. Okeke, was quieter. A respected man, tall, with tired eyes. He owned several shops in the market, but at home it was Madam who ruled. People used to joke that he was just a visitor in his own house. That was the house Chinyere entered. From the very first day, I knew her life there would not be easy. Chinyere's day started before the rest of us woke up. By 4 a.m., I could hear the clatter of pots and pans. She swept the compound, fetched water, cooked, washed, ironed, and still ran errands late into the night. If she made one mistake, just one, the whole street would know. Madam would scream, "Useless girl, is that how they trained you in your village?" Slaps followed, sometimes with her bare hand, sometimes with whatever she was holding. I saw her once kneeling on gravel with her arms raised high, tears streaming down her face. Madam stood over her, red lipstick glowing, ordering her not to move. It was midday. The sun was harsh. Chinyere stayed there for hours, arms trembling. Another night, around 11 p.m., rain was pouring heavy. I looked outside and saw her scrubbing the veranda floor. She was soaked. Madam stood by the door under an umbrella, yelling that the tiles must shine like glass. I wanted to tell my mother, but my mother only said, "That is not our family matter. Don't involve yourself." So we all watched in silence. As time passed, I began to notice little things about Chinyere, things that didn't make sense. One evening, after Madam beat her for breaking a plate, I found her behind our compound, crouched near the guava tree. She was whispering to herself, clutching the broken pieces of the plate. I thought she was crying, but when I moved closer, she was smiling, a small, twisted smile, as if she knew something no one else knew. Another time, I saw her walking back from the stream. It was almost dark. Her bucket was full of water, yet she walked like it weighed nothing. Even grown men complained about how heavy those buckets were. But she moved lightly, humming softly under her breath. People in the street started to whisper. Some said her suffering had made her spirit strong. Others said she must have gone to collect something from her village. But no one dared to say it openly. Then it happened. Madam Ifeoma fell sick. It started with stomach pains. She thought it was ulcer, but the pain grew worse. She lost weight. Doctors checked her but found nothing. She tried local herbs, prayers, even fasting. Nothing worked. The strange part? Through all this, Chinyere became her shadow. She cooked her special food, massaged her back, cleaned her when she vomited, even slept on the floor of Madam's room to watch over her. Everyone said, "See how loyal that girl is, even after all the wickedness." But I remembered the smile I once saw on her face while she whispered to herself in the dark. And I couldn't shake the thought, maybe it wasn't loyalty. Maybe it was patience. One morning, Madam didn't wake up. Just like that. The house was filled with wailing. Relatives came. Pastor came. People said it was a spiritual attack. Some said she must have offended someone with strong powers. Some pointed at business rivals. No one pointed at Chinyere. But I kept remembering that laugh. That broken laugh I heard in the kitchen. The funeral came and went. But what shocked me was what happened after. Chinyere didn't leave the house. She stayed. At first, people thought Mr. Okeke was keeping her out of pity. But soon, rumors spread. He had moved her into the master bedroom. She no longer wore cheap wrappers. She wore Madam's clothes, Madam's jewelry. By the next year, they were officially married. The girl who was once beaten in front of the whole street now sat in the front seat of the family car, giving orders to drivers and relatives. She had become Madam. But here's the part that makes my blood run cold. Late at night, when the street is quiet, I sometimes pass their house, and from the kitchen, I hear it. That same laugh. That sharp, broken laugh I first heard the night Madam died. It drifts through the walls, rising and falling, like a song only she can hear. Sometimes I see her through the window. She sits at the dining table alone, smiling to herself. In front of her is always something broken, an old spoon, a cracked plate, sometimes a shard of glass. She touches them gently, as if they are precious, and I wonder if she just endured all those years, waiting. Did she pull Madam's sickness on her, piece by piece, until the woman wasted away? Or was it simply the cruelty of life, and she just happened to rise when the Madam fell? I don't know. But whenever I hear that laugh at night, I know one thing for sure. Something in that house isn't normal. And it's not Madam's ghost. It's the housemaid who became Madam.